Okay? If I'm in the office and Emily's going to be there and she's sitting next to Lawrence, wow, they must be powwowing in some new project. I better be there because they're there. Or, Wahid is in the office, but guess what? I don't like sitting next to him. I want to sit on the other side of the building. I can choose that, right? So that feature has become so important, and it's kind of, our customer said, this is a must-have. You got to have it. And by the way, we want pictures. And it's like a scrambled screen of all these images, like, no, we want to see them. We want to see who they are, right? It's just human behavior. It's nothing to do. Now, desk booking is a self-created feature, meaning that there's no need for it if you have assigned desks, which we grew up with assigned desks. It was created because of the pandemic. So you created a new problem that has now made it difficult for an employee to get to the office and find a spot, but it's created this new set of opportunities, which I think Agentic AI makes it more easy and simple, because you don't want to go every morning like, where do I have to sit? Or what do I have to do? Who do I have to be? Make it for me, recommendations for me so I can make it better. So that's what we do. I'm gonna hold that for now, those thoughts for now. I'm gonna let Samra, our keynote speaker, talk about Google and how they're helping us and how they're helping the industry with AI.
Takes a second.
Yep.
Khurram, you want to open this?
Sorry?
You want to open
sorry.
it?
I'll take some.
All right.
I can do it. I'm good. Thank you. So what I thought when Khurram asked me to come in and speak at the event, and this is all about employee experience, I also think of that as a good customer experience, because I feel like employee is also a customer of an enterprise. A lot of times the viewpoint always is that it's an employer market, but I think to Khurram's point, if you don't take care of good people, those good people leave when they get good jobs. So I'm specifically going to focus on what is Google's point of view, broadly speaking, from the customer, consumer, employee experience perspective, specifically what an employee can do with an AI, what an employee can do with an agent, and what two agents or multiple agents can do for the employee with employee supervision. So I think a lot of us over the last 2 years have, or maybe even, in many cases even longer, have been using a lot of AI in different ways. For example, I've been polishing my emails with AI for last couple of years. I've been writing documents with AI, not writing documents, but having AI help me write documents, with AI for last 2-3 years, etc. However, over the last 6 to 9 months, I think the progression of utilization of AI with the agents have really created space for me to not only do what I do with productivity, but also do it in a way that it is more meaningful to the business overall, not just our Google Cloud business, but is the business as a whole with our partners as well as our customers. So I think the thought process, to Khurram's point, has to change from leveraging AI for productivity only to leveraging AI and agents, and then agents on their own for employee experience and delivering good employee experience in the enterprise world. I think there are people that raise hand. There are some people in HR. There are some people in marketing. So I think maybe I'll just talk about the HR use case without getting into so many of the different use cases. Imagine, leveraging specifically in the department of hiring and so on and so forth, having an agent that is continuously working for you, where if you have a new job posting that pops up, an agent combs through not only your emails, but also through databases of all the resumes that, let's use Google as an example, that Google has collected over the last 25 years, and comes back to you and says that, hey, out of the 150,000 resumes that we have, these are the 20 or the 30 that suit this particular new job description that has come up. By the way, now what I will also do is I'll give you a JD or a job description that you can use for external posting. This is the format of a JD that you can use for an internal posting. And then now these agents are talking to each other and also drafting an email for you that you need to send to these particular 15, 20 people, that the resume that has come to your surface, so you can contact them for lining up a job interview or a phone screen or whatever that may be. So I think that's really the power of AI, of agents, and not just agents, but multiple agents talking to each other, and then having connectivity to other systems, like if you're using Workday for HR management, hey, is there anybody that went through the interview but it's blacklisted, etc. Collecting and giving you the context of all of that, I think is very, very important and really relevant to the current world. Should I move?
No, there's somebody at the door there. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if it was in the way.
Some latecomers.
Oh, okay, no problem. So, agentic AI or agent space is, obviously what our platform is, what Google calls it, allows you to do three different things, right? Can you find the information? But can you find the information with the right context, with the right nuances, and with the right relevance to what exactly you are looking for, not based on just a vocabulary or the word? Can you understand that information? Meaning, okay, we search for something. Are we contextualizing it? Are we synthesizing it? Are we understanding it? Or is it just just some random data that because of a search word somebody just pulled up? And last but not the least, is somebody acting on your behalf on that information, right? As opposed to us acting on the information, which is what we've been historically doing pre-agentic era. That's exactly what Google is doing, and obviously you have to do it strictly with compliance around responsible AI, with security and data compliance, because leveraging AI without being responsible or without having security and compliance, it can be very dangerous. And we all know of some of the situations or circumstances that occurred over the last couple of years in this area. So multimodal search is extremely important, and why I say that is that we're all very much used to searching for text, right? Our brains are wired to search for a document or to search for an email. However, in the new world, in the current world, multimodal search, which means, are you able to look at images? Are you able to look at videos? Are you able to, even if you're looking at text, are you able to look at text in multiple languages? I think is very, very critical. And companies that are really focused on doing multimodal search will have a lot more accuracy in the data that they're collecting. So when you are working on synthesizing or understanding the data, you will have much better result versus just responding or finding the information that is text related. So what do I mean by synthesizing the data? And I know I have some demo videos in here, but how many people have used Notebook LLM here by any chance? Oh wow, I'm surprised. Quite a few people. I mean, Notebook LLM personally for me has changed my life. Like I was preparing for the conversation today, and I was telling Khurram that I don't know a whole lot about Sky. I was introduced to the company a couple of weeks ago. I took 3 of his quarterly earning reports, which you can imagine how many pages of reading that is. I put it in Notebook LLM, and I told Notebook LLM while I was driving to the office yesterday, create a 10-minute audio podcast for me. And within 20 minutes, it created an audio podcast. It emailed that to me. I got in my car. I played the audio podcast, and 2 people are doing Q&A with each other. Khurram, tell us about, da-da-da. And, in 10 minutes, I was fully read up. Like, trust me, all of us, I have done it many times working with clients, customers, and partners. Quarterly earning report comes out, and now for 2 hours, I'm reading this document, and half the stuff I don't even understand, CAGR and no CAGR and this and that and that and that. The audio podcast did it for me. Another example of synthesizing data, I took my calendar over the last 1 year, all the meetings in my calendar, I dumped it into Notebook LLM, and I told Notebook LLM, give me recommendations for what category and kind of meetings that I'm doing, and based on, hey, this is what my job is, what is it that I need to do better? You know what it told me? It said that I'm doing way too many meetings that are reactive, meaning other people are asking me to do the meeting or take actions. What I'm not doing is proactively creating meetings for topics that are important to my business that will, take me from here to there. So I'm kind of like steady state cruising, and I think that was a very eye-opening thing. And then I asked it to give me recommendations on what to do, and that's trade secret. I'm not going to tell you what it said, but it wasn't 100%, but it was pretty good given that my prompts were so minimal. So I think, and this is, by the way, my last slide for the conversation. What we need to all think about as we're thinking about our businesses is how is AI or agentic AI becoming part of our day-to-day business processes, not like there is some AI strategy somewhere over there. Like Khurram is mentioning, right? We're talking about employee experience. How is AI and all the different aspects of employee experience, whether it's desk booking, whether it's going to a meeting, whether it's what type of chair do I prefer versus somebody else, do I need a standing desk or not, etc. Like how is AI incorporated in all the different business processes for an enterprise? I think is going to be very, very critical for any customer that really wants to leverage the true power of agentic AI, as opposed to, hey, you sit in the product or you sit in like this customer, center of excellence, you go do some experimentation, etc. So Google allows for our customers to have, your own agents. You can build your own agents, and you don't need to be a coder. I have an engineering degree, and I realized very early on that I'm a lousy coder.